Good day everyone, Kendall Gayosalakson here, an electrical engineering student. And this video is for another hands-on activity number 7, servo motors and sensors. Let me read to you first the activity proper. Look for something that you want to improve in your house, office, or in your room and design an automation system that uses one or more sensors and a servo motor. Feel free to use other components to your system. So we will be using here a servo motor and some sensors. Here is the object that I want to improve, a light source or my work light for making my electronics. Improve the work light by using a remote control that switches the light on and off. So as you can see, I did not use a sensor because for me, analog sensors is hard to calibrate or sensitive. For example, if I use a sound sensor, it will be really sensitive to sound and may trigger the servo motor unintentionally. So I use a small remote control to send a signal to the Arduino, and the Arduino will send the command to the servo motor and it will rotate the servo motor to a certain degree. It will rotate and then it will on and off my light switch. So that is a really simple example because I want to practice my coding first by using the infrared sensor. Okay, this is the setup. First, we have here the Arduino, the remote control, two LEDs. This is just indicators if my remote control is working, because my infrared has no indication if it is on or off. So this is the IR receiver sensor or the infrared receiver sensor. Some resistors to protect my LED and a servo motor that is hot glued to the table and is near and will touch the push button to on and off the LED. A simple setup just for practicing my skills in coding. So this is the code that I use. It has here two libraries. The first library is to control the infrared sensor, and the second library is to control the servo motor. These are my variables. Pin number 4, the initial position of the servo motor, 180 degrees. Pin number 3 and pin number 6 for both the LEDs you've seen earlier. And then the servo, a servo command, and then the pin number 4 for our infrared receiver, and then to decode the results. So we put here this code. And then pin mode, both outputs. After that, serial begin for my monitor. I will not show you here the serial monitor because I use the serial monitor only for testing and not to produce results that you can see. Lastly is I will begin my serial monitor, my servo, and then my infrared. After that is a simple loop statement. So first is a if statement. And then it will go to it will print the hexadecimal code. So as you can see here, it has hex on it. That means if I press a button in my remote, it will send a specific hexadecimal code to the infrared, and then it will relay it to the Arduino. The Arduino will read the command, and then depending on my code, it will produce different results. So here, I put my case 1, and then here's the hexadecimal. I put here 0x to tell the Arduino that this is a hexadecimal code. So FFE01F. So this is my minus button in my remote control. So I can also use other remote controls like this, but I don't have the batteries. So this is the remote control from the Arduino kit. And then after that, if I press that button, it will turn my servo motor to 145 degrees, and this is the command to turn the servo motor. Next is I will delay it for 0.5 seconds, and after I will return it back to the original position, which is 180 degrees. and then this function will turn back my servo motor again. After that, I will print it in my serial monitor so that I will know what is going on in real time. There are many debugs using this code, and then resume. And then for the indicators, LED indicators, next is my plus button. This is just a indicator to know if my servo is working. And then if I start my servo, the servo goes to 0 automatically if I restart my Arduino. So this is pushing my servo from the start or in 180 degrees. This is the code for that. The plus button in my remote control. Okay, now I will play you the demonstration video. Enjoy. Good day everyone and welcome to my demo video. This is a remote controlled servo motor to on and off a light source. So the components that I use is a remote control. Any remote control is okay. A Arduino, a IR or infrared receiver sensor, two resistors, LED indicators, a servo motor, and then a light source, a 15-watt DC light source. So you can see my remote control here has a infrared transmitter, and then I also have here a infrared receiver. As I press buttons in my remote control, it will send pulses of infrared, which is turned in a code, and then my receiver will receive it, my microcontroller will process it, and then will send a command to my servo motor, which will rotate it by 145 degrees to turn on and turn off the light switch. So here it is. To dim the light, and then another to off the light. This blue is just my indicator. This red here is just for indicator that my remote control is working. That's all for the demo video. As you can see, this is a very simple project. I learned to code. This remote control, and then how to pin down the infrared sensor, and then how to also code the servo motor to rotate it to 145 degrees. It will turn on and then go back to its original state. So that is all for this video presentation. I hope you enjoyed and learned something about this video. Thank you for watching. Ciao.